Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Forza Horizon 3. Today I'm sharing with you the 2013 SRT Viper GTS, and I'm going to start off by showing you the car in the Forzavista, and then we're going to end off with some racing gameplay, and obviously I'm going to talk with you about the car and tell you what I think about it. But the first thing I want to say is this is a beautiful car. I mean, I love this thing. It's a muscle car, but it really doesn't look like a muscle car, honestly. It's starting to look a little bit more luxurious than that. I mean, the design is just beautiful, and once you pop the hood you can see that awesome V10 motor, but honestly it doesn't sound all that great. Like, I really don't think the sound of this car is anything special. It kind of doesn't even sound good to me, which was very surprising, but the performance of this thing is certainly very good, and it's also a very nice looking car, and the inside even looks good. I mean, there's not too many features, but just the simplistic design of it looks very nice. And in terms of performance though, the grip on this thing really surprised me. I mean, this thing makes over 600 horsepower and torque, and it only weighs about 3,300 pounds, which is very average, and somehow, even though the V10 motor is in the front of the car, they still got 51% of the weight to be in the rear part of the car. That is actually very crazy, and the grip is very good though. Like, it was very surprising to me, and even though first gear goes to about 70 miles per hour, yeah, 70 in first gear, the grip is really good overall for launching the car, because yeah, you get a little bit of wheel spin right away, but it starts to grab towards the top end of first gear, which is really impressive, especially because it's making 600 torque. I mean, that's a lot of torque, and I'm very surprised at the grip off the line with this thing, but it's so nice because the grip going around turns is very good as well. So the grip overall just is awesome for a car like this, especially considering that this thing is rear-wheel drive, but the gearing feels pretty good. Now the weird thing is though, why is the RPM red line at like 6,000 RPMs? I mean, I found that to be pretty crazy. Like, once you get to second gear, you're pretty much redlining almost right away, and the thing is though, you can stretch the gears very far. I mean, you can go past that red line almost to like 7,000 RPMs, maybe even a little bit further, so it's kind of like annoying though, because you can't really hear a difference between being way past that red line and also being right before it. Like, it sounds very similar, so it's one of those cars where you actually have to try to glance a little bit or use your peripheral vision, because if you don't, you're probably going to bounce off the rev limiter, and obviously that's slowing you down and you're missing your shift a little bit. So that's one thing it does take a little bit of time to get used to, but overall this acceleration on this car is very good, especially considering we're below the middle of the S1 class, and the top speed is also very good, over 200 miles per hour, and for a V10 though, that RPM thing still is a little bit weird to me, but I think putting some camshafts on the car will really help that out, because that will increase the RPM that you can hit, and that probably will make the gearing feel even better. But the shift time is good, that's not an issue at all, but if you don't get used to that gearing, it can be a little bit tricky. But I got lucky right there. I cut that turn a little bit too close, and I'm lucky that they actually gave me that checkpoint. But I'd say the weakest aspect of this car is probably the braking. The braking, it's not awful, but it's not amazing either. It's just like okay, and it can definitely be better. You can upgrade that. And the only other thing is the handling, and the handling overall, the way the car turns is pretty good. It turns good, but it's not perfect. It's not amazing either, but I'd say it's like very good. It's just not top of the line, and I was hoping it would be a little bit better, but overall I really like the way this thing drives. I was really having fun driving this thing today, and it does take a little bit of time to get used to, but the grip is very good for a rear-wheel drive car, and I'm probably going to put this car at the top of the S1 class. I really don't see it going to the S2 class. I feel like the grip would not be good anymore, and I think it's manageable in the S1 class. It's very fun though. I'm not sure how competitive it will be compared to some other cars, but it certainly is fun, and it is pretty fast, and for a rear-wheel drive car I think it is very good. But let me know what you think of this 2013 Viper GTS. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Peace out.